Alright, I'm back. We are ready to go back to Petra's office. Oh, it's Trot.
Oh, hello.
How did you get in here?
The door was unlocked.
No, it wasn't.
Well, yeah.
Listen.
Trot was played by Shelley Smith-Shinoy. She's one of my heavy hitters as well. I first worked with her in Blackwell Unbound. She played the old woman, Mavis Wilcox. She went on to play Josie Park in Blackwell Convergence. She played Epsilon 5 Sayuri in Gemini Rue. She played Yuriko in Puzzlebots. And I love working with Shelley. She's just so sweet and fun to work with. And she played Trot here. She also played Glinda and I think the cafe barista later in the game. And now I'm just gonna tell her to get the hell out of my office.
Get out.
Oh, come on, please. I was.
So I'm just gonna skip all this.
Maybe
Thank you.
Originally, I just remember seeing a animation of Trot where she was like a third the size of Petra, just proportionately. Her eyes were really big, her hands were really big. She was just proportionately very different from Petra, and we finally caught that when we redid it. Oh yeah, here she asks if you remember what happened, which seems weird because we just came from the dock. And I meant to mention this earlier. We changed the order of some of the puzzles. The way the game was set up originally, you went to the north gate to speak to TikTok, and the first lead he gives you is to go to the dock. And then from there, you go to Betsy, and then you go to Jack from there, and you go to the university, and then you come back here, and then you meet Trot. So in the original build of the game, it could have been a very long time since you were last at the dock. So this is here as a refresher. But then the order was changed around, and this sort of is redundant now. We never did remove it. We just didn't think of it for some reason. So that was our mistake.
Yeah, I remember. I thought I got Ginger off your case.
She's going to arrest Bill.
So here, blah blah blah. Trot gives you another case. Let's be nice.
My norm fifth.
Where I'll be on. I can take care of myself.
I love Trot. Again, another character that I wanted to use more of, but
how old would
a
you
lot of
be
it was
now,
cut.
William? Old. Get a hold of your.
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of those quest gems. I know it was necessary, and I know I needed them for the casual audience, but they just break immersion so much. And I wanted an option to get rid of them, but PlayFirst did insist that the more options you give the player, the more confusing it is. So we didn't give the option to do that. Another interesting thing, another casual trope that we went through was no save slots. There are no save slots in this game. It's one autosave, and that's it. And that upset a lot of the hardcore adventure game players, and I can't blame them. I lobbied for it a lot, but in the end they convinced me that the casual gamers that they were trying to market toward wouldn't understand multiple save slots because they're not used to them. I guess that makes sense. But, I miss not being able to save as often as I wanted. And I know a lot of the adventure game players and a lot of the hardcore gamers miss that as well. So let's go to Rugidos. Rugido is a character from the books. He's kind of the big bad of the series. Rugido is just a really funny character in general because he's always coming back like a bad penny. At the end of like every couple of books, Rugido's back causing havoc, and they always do something to him. They curse him, they transform him, they make him silent, they banish him, they do all sorts of things to him. But he always comes back in some way or form. Like he lasted through all the Bound books and the Ruth Plumley Thompson books. He was always there. And in this version of the game, I gave him a bar. It's more like I just figured they want to keep him in a place where they could keep an eye on him. So they just said he couldn't leave the city, but he can do whatever the hell he wants while he's there. So he opened up a bar.
Where were you last night?
I told you. I was right here.
He's correct. I can vouch for him. Impressive observation. I can see why you're a general.
Rugido, the bartender, is also played by Abe Goldfarb, who played the Wogglebug and Jack Pumpkinhead and a lot of other stuff in other games.
I don't suppose anyone would miss this. If you don't help yourself, Nobody else will.
That line, it's funny, the programmer, Andrew Goulding, who went on to do Jolly Rover, also made in the same engine that was made, that made this game, he wrote that line, because he programmed and blocked this scene before I wrote any dialogue for it, and he just added some, most of the lines were rewritten, but that one was funny, so I kept it. Let's take some candy.
Hey, Rugo, mind if I grab some candy?
That's what they're there for. Of course, if you'd like something stronger.
Not quite yet.
Suit yourself.
You could talk to Rugo and get a lot of backstory about the Phantasm War if you really want to, but it's not necessary, so I'm not going to bother right now.
The captain looks like a wreck. I hope, Captain. My name is. Sure, can I? I'm not.
Questions. Again, I would cut this dialogue so much if I could do it all over again.
Let's talk.
Pumpkin.
Do you know
That guy? Sure, he's
me? Let's.
All right, so I don't think we need to talk to him anymore. So let's leave. Ooh, she completely missed the doorknob. Take the gump. So I think we need to go to the dock. Yes, and there's that bit of pumpkin that no one ever saw, so we had to do this. There's a lot of things we had to do so people wouldn't miss stuff and get frustrated. Big thing in casual games is you don't want to get them frustrated so they quit before that 1 hour trial. So we made a lot of concessions, which I think might have weakened the game significantly. Learn more about the pumpkin, so we asked Trot.
Hello, Trot.
Hi, Petra. How's the case going?
It's going.
God, the audio, listening to the VO, one point of bitterness is that, I mean, we use like these wonderful studios to record and edit and process the audio, and it was like over like $20,000-$30,000 just to get all that done using union actors, and everything was really professional. But for some reason, PlayFirst insists that all their games, at least at the time, all the games had to be under 75 megabytes, or like 70 or 80 megabytes or something like that, megabytes. And the VO just drastically increased that. And we found a way to compress the VO, and we managed to get it down to like 85, and it still sounded okay. But they insisted it had to be like 10 megabytes less. And we compressed it and compressed it and compressed it. It maybe you don't notice it, but just knowing how well it did sound at one time, it bothers me to no end. Hearing the characters sound like they're sounding like they're underwater. They just it's not as nice as it could have been. But it's interesting how he managed to get all that VO under, and the game itself and all the graphics and all the assets under 80 megabytes. It's quite an achievement when I think about it.
Can you tell me anything about this pumpkin?
Sure. We ship pumpkins for Jack Pumpkinhead all the time. Well, half, but it's... I suppose...
Blah, blah, blah. Something suspicious.
Thanks, sure.
So, let's go talk to... I think it was... We gotta talk to Toto. Is Toto here?
Oh,
yeah, Toto.
Great. Another animal blocking my way. Look, Buster. I'm going in there whether you like it or not.
The name's Toto, lady. And if you want to go in there...
Yeah.
You're not...
The guy playing Toto, his name is Tim Talbot, and he does a lot of work for Telltale. He did the Mole Men. He does the Mole Man in Telltale in the Sam & Max games. He did a couple of roles in Monkey Island. He's all over the place. He's a lot of fun to work with.
Hey,
he's just really cool.
Toto, I'd like to talk to you.
Hey, wait. You here to join the cause?
The cause?
Equal rights, man. Society's pushed folks like me around for long enough.
A little cartoony, but whatever. It's funny. I think... Wait. Yeah, I gotta give him this pumpkin. Wait. How come it didn't work? Are you supposed to give him a pumpkin? Right. I need to learn that it's magic. Okay, I need to speak to Bill or Jack about the pumpkin. It's been a while since I played this, guys. Hopefully I remember how to do this.
Hello again, Jack.
Yeah. What do you want?
You know what? Here we go, yes.
Hey, Jack. You know anything about this pumpkin?
That's not one of mine.
You sure?
What's that supposed to mean? You think every pumpkin in town has to do with me?
You're the expert, Jack.
It's not one of mine.
So, you've got Bill shipping pumpkins for you.
Maybe.
You admit it.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Nothing illegal about shipping pumpkins.
Just plain, boring, non-magic pumpkins, huh?
Sure.
I'll bet. See you later, Jack.
The gump stand is that away. Feel free to use it.
Okay, right, now I think we gotta speak to Bill about the pumpkin. I'm so used to AGS games where you click on something and the game pauses while you walk over there.
If there's anything...
And what's interesting here is that that's not the case here. You click on, let's see, if I click on here, I can stop and walk over here. So that's something I'm not used to. I'm used to the AGS way of doing things.
Hi, Captain.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Let's talk...
Piece of pumpkin. Here we go.
I found a piece of pumpkin in the remains of your ship.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how it got there?
It floated there? I don't know.
Let's talk about something.
Okay, here we go. So now I think we can talk to Toto about the pumpkin. I love how she just completely misses the doorknob. Actually, guys, I think that is about all the time I have. So I'm going to stop now, and I'll continue this later. Thanks again.